that leadership is a choice, not a rank. Let me say this again. Might be controversial here in the military. Leadership is a choice and not a rank. The leader chooses to take care of the person to his or her right and left, and then the followers respond. They willingly choose to follow that leader. At root, leadership, being a leader just means you have followers. It's the basic definition of leadership, right? Somebody who has followers. If you have no followers, you're not a leader. But why would you voluntarily follow somebody? Why would you voluntarily follow somebody? Well, I've had some good and bad leaders in my own life, and I've had a lot of people who had authority over me, and I followed them begrudgingly. Why? Well, because I'd get in trouble, as an academic. If you're a professor, I taught in business schools mostly. I have a dean. Why do I follow the dean? Well, he can't fire me because I have tenure, but still, why would I follow the dean? I follow him because he has a certain rank, and he could cause trouble for me. It doesn't mean that I willingly follow him. But I think about people like my mother. My mother came to this country over 50 years ago. And she was a very bright woman. She went to one of the top schools in South Korea. And when she first came to the United States in the early 1970s, she didn't speak much English. And so because of that, she had to get a much lower ranked job. And I remember our family had struggled so much that we qualified for government aid for food stamps. And I remember I was in first grade, and only about 10% of the kids had these green cards. It's not a green card, but a green colored card. And I remember I had this green card, and I remember being so embarrassed because all my friends got to eat, they had money to pay, and I gave this green card, and I had to give this green card so that I could get a free meal. So I came home very angry at them. I was only 6 years old, by the way. I came home very angry at my mother. Why are we so poor? Why are we so poor? And obviously she was very hurting, and I said, why do I have to give this card? I'm so embarrassed. I was a spoiled 6-year-old. And you know what my mom said? She said, okay, I'll start paying for your lunch. You don't need to give the card anymore. And of course, our family didn't have much money, and I found out later that my parents decided that they were going to skip lunch every day so that their spoiled 6-year-old son didn't have to show that green card, so that he wouldn't be embarrassed in front of his friends, so that he wouldn't be able to get a free lunch. My parents are my first leaders. Of course, they are my parents. But why do I follow the lead of my parents? It's because they took care of me. It's not because they're my mom and dad. It's because they took care of me. And that's why I follow them. Leadership, my friends, is a choice and not a rank. Leadership is a choice and not a rank. And if you think about all the leaders that you've had in your life, whether at work, in your personal life, anywhere, ask yourself, how many of these leaders would you choose to follow on your own?